Hey girls, happy Friday. I had fall break last weekend as I told you, and that was pretty good. I went to a corn maze in Winterset, which was actually really fun. My mom and I like to go every year, and this was a new one that we hadn't been to. It was very fun. It was called the Pumpkin Ranch, which was cute. When I got back to Massachusetts and told all my friends that I went to a corn maze, they thought it was very amusing. A very Iowa thing to do, which I guess it is, but they don't understand. Theme is, what are you reading? And I wish I could say I'm reading exciting things or fun things, but not really. Reading The Hunger Games for the third time, I think. When I left home, I like to read it every fall because I read it for the first time in a fall, and it just reminds me of fall, and I like it. I don't know. But I had to leave that behind, which makes me sad. So I haven't had a chance to get to a Barnes & Noble and finish reading it because I don't actually buy books. I just read them in the bookstores, which is probably illegal, but what are you gonna do? I've also really wanted to read The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson that Mary mentioned because it looks really good. And I'm sad because, like I said, haven't had a chance to get to Barnes & Noble, nor do I just have the time period to be reading for fun, unfortunately, because I would love to be a part of like a little book exchange among us. I think that would be so cool. But I don't have time to read any books, which makes me sad. The reason I don't have time to read books for fun is because I have so many books to read here. Here's a little shot of all the books that I'm reading, and these are just the books, not even counting like the stuff online or other stuff. So first of all, for my literature class, my big books, we finished reading Moby Dick, which was quite the accomplishment, and I've got to say, it wasn't that bad. When you get through it, it's one of those things where you can only appreciate it after you've finished it, and then you look back and you're like, that wasn't that bad. I mean, I can see why it's regarded as such an important book. There's just a lot to analyze, and it goes really deep in meaning, but I can appreciate it. So the book we're reading now for that class is called The Man Who Loved Children, and I swear it's not about a pedophile. It's about a dysfunctional family, and it was written by an Australian author. Christina Stead is Australian, but it takes place in the DC area in like the 1930s, and you can't tell that she's Australian. It's very interesting. I've only just begun it, but it's bizarre. It's interesting. For my law class, we're reading these fascinating books like A Crime of Self-Defense and The Province of Jurisprudence Determined. This gigantic tome, which rivals the AP Literature doorstop in weight and like length. And the sad thing is, it's an art book, but there are no pictures. It's words all the way through. No pretty pictures for me to look at. I hope everybody that has midterms, that your midterms were not horrific. I'm sure you are all very, very intelligent ladies, so I'm sure they were wonderful. Elizabeth, I will see you on Monday.